Good afternoon all. This is our next lecture for the DBMS Database Management System. In last lecture we have seen the SQL constant two types, right? Default and change, right? In this lecture we are going to see the function in PL/SQL. In last lecture we was go through the PL/SQL and SQL difference. In that we get the idea what exactly happen in between both, what are the differences between the both. Okay, uh, in now we are going to study the functions is PL/SQL. A function can be used as a part of SQL expression, that is we can use them with select, update, merge commands. One most important characteristics of a function is that unlike procedures, it must return a value syntax to create a function. To create or replace function name is there, parameter underscore name type is there. Okay, this statement is must for function return data type. Okay, open curly bracket is there, is as begin, program code is there, exception is there, exception underscore selection, and function name we have to put here. For example, we have to find the total strength of students using the functions present in the different sections in a school. Okay, the first dot slash, first let the create the table, then third step is create table section. Okay, yes underscore id int s underscore name var character 20, then strength int. Okay, now inserting values into the table, then insert into the section values in bracket 1 comma, in quotation computer science is there, comma 20 bracket complete is there. Okay, semicolon after the bracket completion, that then after that insert into the section value in bracket 2 comma, in quotation there is a portal, comma 45 bracket complete, comma is there. After that insert into the section values 3, there also in bracket 3 comma, in quotation Greeks for Greek, comma 60 bracket complete, comma is there, right? Defining the function create or replace the function's total strength. Here defining the return type, for defining return type it is return integer, as total integer is equals to 0. Begin, then the here calculating the sum and storing it in a total section sum, that is strength into a total from the section return total is there. After that closing function is there, for closing function there is a end total strength, comma set server output on, then declare the part answer integer is there, beginning answer total strength DBMS output dot put line total strength of the students is. Okay, here is the answer and then end. When we put this information in a program, we get the output as total strength of students is 125. Now let's take an example to demonstrate declaring, defining and invoking a simple PL/SQL function. Okay, which will compute and return the reverse of the number. For that, first declare a c n, a int comma c int comma n int, then revoke rev int is equals to 0, then r int comma, here defining a function, then function reverse it in bracket x in int, then return int as z int is there, then function code begins. After that then n as is equals to the x while n is greater than 0. There is a loop. R is equals to mod n comma 10. Revoke rev is equals to rev into 10 plus r. Then n is equals to trunk n by 10, and loop is there. Then z equals to revoke return z, and is there. After that begin function is there. There is an a is equals to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is there, comma. After that c is equals to reverse it a. Okay, then dbms output line, the reverse of numbers is c. What I get the reverse number? Reverse sequence is there. Here 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1 is the output for reverse number. For this program I get the output as a reverse of the numbers is 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Let's implement a recursive function to calculate a fractional of a number. Recursive function. Example is here. Declare number int, comma answer int. Here defining a function. For that function fractional, in bracket x numbers are there. Then return int is f int begin. If x is equals to 0, then f is equals to 1. Okay, else f is equals to x, then fractional x minus 1 if and if. Okay, return f and end. Again begin number is equals to 5, answer is factorial num. Then dbms output line, fractional of number is answer, then end is there. Okay, here the output fractional of 5 is 120. Exception handling can be done using exception block in functions, but exception handling using try catch block cannot be done. Okay, here is the example for that. Set server output on, then declare a int and b float. My expectations. Here the function square root x int, return float as answer float. Okay, begin if x is less than 0, then rise my experience. Predefined squared to calculate square root, else answer is squared x. Then end if, and if is there, return answer is there. Exceptions when my x, then dbms output dot put underscore line in bracket in quotation square of negative number not allowed to returning the number. Okay, the return x is there, end is there. Again begin, b is equals to square root of minus number minus 2. dbms output lines, the value is in quotation b. Then output is square of negative number is not allowed, so returning the same number, the value is minus 2. This is all about the functions of IPSQL. Now we will move further towards the advantages. We can make we can make a single call to the database to run a block of statements. Thus, it improves the performance against running SQL multiple times. This will reduce the number of calls between the database and the application. We can divide the overall work into a small modules which becomes quite manageable, also enhancing the readable on the code. It promotes the reusability. It is secure since the code stays inside the database, thus hiding internal database details from the application's users. The users only make a call to the PL SQL function. Hence, security and data hiding is ensured. Okay. Now next topic is cursor in PL SQL. Cursor in SQL. To execute SQL statement, a work area is used by the Oracle engine for its internal processing and storing the information. This work area is private to SQL's operations. The cursor is the PL SQL construct that allow the users to name the work area and access the stored information in it. Clear? What is the function of cursor in PL SQL? It allows the user to name the work area and access the stores information in it. Clear? Then what is the use of cursor? The major function of cursor is to retrieve data one row at a time from a result set, unlike the SQL commands which operate on all the rows in the result set at one time. Cursor used when the users need to update the records, okay, in a single tone fashion or in a row by row manner in a database table. Okay, the data this is stored in the cursor is called the active data set. Okay, the Oracle DBMS has another predefined area in the main memory set within which the cursor are opened. Hence, the size of cursor is limited by the size of this predefined area. Okay, the cursor function is there. Cursor on the third row, got analyst is there, right? Active set is there. There is a five numbers terms there. In that, third term is selected by the cursor. Current row is selected, right? The cursor actions. Which actions done by the cursor we have to study. Observe that diagram first. Following actions performed by the cursors. First is declare the cursor. A cursor is declared by defining the SQL statement that return a result set. Okay. After that, open. A cursor is open and populated by executing the SQL statement defined by the cursor. Okay. After that, fetch. When the cursor is open, row can be fetched from the cursor one by one or in the block to perform data manipulation. Okay. Then close. After data manipulation, close the cursor explicitly. Okay. Deallocate. Finally, delete the cursor definition and release all the system resources associated with the cursor. Clear? These are the 5 actions performed by the cursor. Here is the types of cursor. Cursor are classified depending on the circumstances in which they are open. First type is implicit cursor, second is explicit cursor. What happens in implicit cursor? If the Oracle engine open a cursor for its internal processing, then it is known as implicit cursor. Got the concept? When Oracle engine open a cursor for its internal processing, then and then only it is known as implicit cursor. It is created automatically for the user by Oracle when a query is executed and it is simpler to code. Clear? Next is explicit cursor. A cursor can also be opened for processing data through a PL/SQL block on demand. Such a user-defined cursor is known as explicit cursor. In short, explicit cursor is a user-defined cursor. It is open for processing a data through a PL/SQL block on demand. Okay. We will go through the explicit cursor in detail. Then explicit cursor. An explicit cursor is defined in the declaration section of the PL/SQL. Explicit cursor is defined in the declaration section of the PL/SQL block. It is created An explicit cursor is defined in the declaration section of the PL/SQL block. It is created on a select statement which return more than one row, a suitable name for the cursor. Okay, the general syntax for creating a cursor. This is the syntax for creating a cursor. Here cursor underscore name is select underscore statement. Okay, then cursor underscore name dash a suitable name for the cursor, select statement, a select query which return multiple rows. Clear? How to use the explicit cursor? There are 4 steps in using an explicit cursor. First one is declare the cursor in the declaration section. Then open the cursor in the execution section. Next is fetch the data from the cursor into PL/SQL. Variables or records in the execution section is there. Then close the cursor in the execution section before you end the PL/SQL block. Clear? These are the four steps for to use the explicit cursor. Here is the syntax. Declare variable records, create a cursor, begin, right? Open cursor, fetch cursor, process the records, close cursor. Clear? Here is the syntax to declare the variable. After that records, create a cursor, then begin, open cursor is there, fetch cursor, process the records and close the cursor. Clear? Here the SQL difference between the function and store procedures in PL/SQL. Clear? Here the difference between store procedure SP and functions user defined function UDF is important. SP may or may not return a value, but UDF must return a value example. Okay. Second is SP dash. Third is create or replace the procedure. Greek x int is y int comma begin dot after that dot UDF, then dot function Greek x int, then dot slash star return statement. So we must return value in function star slash, then return int is there, then is y int begin then dot sp can have input output parameters, but UDF only has input parameter. Okay. Example is sp create or replace procedure factorial x in numbers, result out number is there, is begin dot UDF function factorial x in numbers slash star only input parameter star slash star dot return numbers begin dot. Okay. Then we can call UDF from SP but cannot call SP from a function. Read these 33 points about SP and UDF. Then we will move further. SP in SQL statement like select, insert, update, delete, merge, etc. But we can use them with UDF. Okay, we can use try catch exceptions handling in ESP, but we cannot do that in UDF. We can use transaction in SP, but it is not possible in UDF. Clear? Here is the SQL procedures in PL oblique SQL. PL SQL is a block structured language that enable developers to combine the power of SQL with procedural statement. A stored procedure in PL oblique SQL is nothing but a series of declarative SQL statements which can be stored in the database catalog. A procedures can be thought of as a function or method. They can be invoked through trigger other procedures or applications on Java, PHP, etc. All the statements of the block are passed to Oracle Engine all at once, which increase the processing speed and decreases the traffic. Advantages here. Advantages here. First advantage is the result in performance improvement of the application. If a procedure is being called frequently, it is an application in a single connection. Then the compiled version of the procedure is delivered. They reduce the traffic between the database and the application since the length statements are already fed into the database and need not be sent again and again via the application. They add to code reusability similar to how functions and methods work in other languages such as C oblique C++ and Java. Okay, here is the some disadvantage also. First one is stored procedures can cause a lot of memory usage. The database administrators should decide an upper bound as to how many stored procedures are feasible for a particular application. Okay, then MySQL does not provide the functionality of debugging the stored procedures are there. Here is the syntax to create a store procedure. Okay, the set ans answer I underscore null s on go set quoted underscore identifiers on. Okay, go there is a comments create procedure name is equals to comma is equals to comma is equals to as begin the query and go. Example is there, set answer I underscore nulls on go set quoted underscore identifier on go. Then create procedures get students data details at students id int is equals to 0 as begin set no count on. Then select first name last name birth date city country from the students where students id is equals to at the rate of student id and go. Okay, here is a syntax to modify an existing stored procedure. Set ans nulls on go set quoted identifier on go. Then comment here alter procedure producers underscore name is equals to comma is equals to comma, then is equals to, as begins the query, there is end go. Example is set answer I underscore nulls on go, set quoted underscore identifier on go. Then alter procedures, get students details at student id int is equals to 0, as begin set no count on, select first name last name city from students where student id is equals to @student id, and go. Here the syntax to drop a procedure, procedure underscore name is there. For example, drop procedure get students details. Okay, this is all about the stored procedures. Now we will move towards the SQL join, inner, left, right and full joins are there. A SQL join statement is used to combine data or rows from two or more tables based on a common field between them. Okay, different types of joints are inner joint, left joint, right joint and full joint. These four types of joints are present. Consider the two tables below. Here student table is there. There are 8 roll numbers, their names, address, phone and ages are there. Okay, then what happened? In second table there is a student course are there, course id and roll number is there. Okay, in student here roll numbers are there. First roll number 1 name is Harsh, Pratik, Riyanka, Deep, Saptarshi, Dhanraj, Rohit and Neeraj. Harsh from Delhi, Pratik from Bihar, Riyanka from Siliguri, then Deep from Ramnagar, Saptarshi from Kolkata, Dhanraj from Baramjar, Rohit from Balurghat and Neeraj from Alipur. Okay, the simplest joint is inner joint. First we see the first type of joint is inner joint. The inner joint keyword select all the rows from both the tables as long as the condition satisfies. These keywords will create the result set by combining all rows from both the tables where the condition satisfies. That is, value of the common field will be same. There is a syntax for inner joint. There is first is select, then table dot column 1 comma table 1 dot column 2 comma table 2 dot column 1 up to dash 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 dash, means continue from table 1 inner joint table 2 on the on table dot matching underscore column is equals to table 2 dot matching underscore column is there. Okay, then table 1 is the first table, table 2 is the second table, then matching column common to both the tables. Note, we can also write join inside of inner joint. Join is same as inner join. Okay, here example queries inner joint is there. See here, table 1 table 2 is inner joint. This query will show the name and age of students enrolled in a different courses. Select student course id, then student dot name, then student dot age from the student. Inner joint student scores on student dot roll number. Student scores dot roll number is there. Here is the output. 1 2 2 3 1. Harsh, Pratik, Riyanka, Deep and Saptarshi. Course ID and their ages 18, 19, 20, 18 and 19 is there. Okay. Next is left joint. For left joint, this joint return all the rows of the table on the left side of the joint and matching row for the table on the right side of the joint. Okay. The row for which there is no matching row on right side, the result set will contain a null. Left joint is also known as left outer joint. Okay. Here is the syntax. Here is the syntax for left joint. See here. Select table 1 dot column 1, table 1 dot column 2, table 2 column dot column 1. Next what happened? Table 2 dot column 2. Up to number of columns and tables are there. It is possible. From table 1, left join table 2. On table 1, dot matching column underscore column is equals to the table 2 dot matching underscore column. Table 1 is the first table, table 2 is the second table, then matching column is a common column common to both the tables. Here we can also use left outer joint instead of left joint, okay, as both are same. Simple queries here. Select student dot name, student course dot course ID. From student left joint, student course on student course dot roll on is equals to student dot roll on. Okay, here is the output. Dheeraj, Rohit and Neeraj is a null. Clear? This is a right joint here. Right joint is similar to the left joint. This is joint return all the rows of the table on the right side. Right joint is similar to the left joint. Okay. This joint return all the rows of the table on the right side of the joint and matching row for the total on the left side of joint. The row for which there is no matching row on the left side, the result set will contain the null. Right joint is also known as the right outer joint. Here is the syntax for the right joint. See here, select table 1 dot column 2. Here table 1 dot column 1, then table 1 dot column 2, table 2 dot column 1, table 2 dot column 2. Again, how much columns and tables are there? It is continue. From table 1, right joint table 2 on table dot matching column is equals to table 2 dot matching underscore column. Table 1 first table is there, table 2 is the second table. Matching column is there, column common to both the tables. Okay. Note, we can also write outer joint instead of right joint. Both the right outer joint means is equals to the right joint. We can say anything. Select student's name, student course dot course id from student right join student course on student course dot roll on is equals to student dot roll on. See here is the names and here is the course id is there, right? And last one is full joint. Full joint create the result. Full joint is there. Full joint creates the result set by the combining result of both left. 1 minute. Full joint create the result set by combining results of both left joint and right joint. The result set will contain all the rows from both the tables. The row from which there is no matching, the result set will contain the null values. Here is the syntax for the full joint. Okay, select table 1 dot column 1, total table 1 dot column 2, table 2 dot column 1 is there, dash dash dash. Here is the from table 1 full joint table 2, all table 1 matching column is equals to the table 2 dot matching underscore column is there. Then table 1 as to first table is there, table 2 second table is there, matching column common to both the tables. Okay, here is the full joint is there. Select students dot name, student course id from students, full joint student course on student course dot roll on, student dot roll on is there. See here is the output. Here is the name and course id. First one is Harsh, whose course id is 1. Second one is Pratik, whose id is 2. Priyanka, whose id is 2. Deep, whose id is 3. Saptarshi is there, whose id is 1. Dheeraj null, Dhanraj sorry, Rohit null, Neeraj null, null 9, null 10 and null 11. This is all about the joint. There are 4 types we have seen today, 4 types of joint. Which are they? Inner joint, it is also called as only joint. Left joint is there, it is also called as a left outer joint. Third type is right joint, it is also called as a right outer joint. And next is full joint. Clear? After that, in today's lecture we study the stored procedures in PL SQL, their advantages, their syntax, disadvantages, examples are there. After that, we have seen today the function of cursor is there, types of cursor, that is implicit cursor, explicit cursor, their actions. Okay, function of cursor we have seen today. After that, the advantages, execution environment we have studied in PL SQL today with the help of examples. This is all about today's lecture. You have to go through all the points which are covered today. Then and then only further part is you will get understood. Okay, in next lecture we will start with the next point, that is the SQL with clause. This topic we will cover from tomorrow, 32 number page. Thank you for today's lecture. All the best for exam.